Hey, everybody, welcome to Let's Talk Physical Media Live, the show we do every single Wednesday at 6:45, where we talk everything in the world of physical media, all the news and everything else we want to talk about, and just generally chat with each other. Hopefully you guys are all in here and you're able to chat with me. Hopefully you're having a good night. It is Wednesday as always. There was actually a pretty good amount of news this week, so that's actually something we got to get into. Also, I want to talk to you guys about some customer service experiences I had this week. I always like to give those a shout out if they're good or bad. And we'll get into everything else that is going to be coming up here on the channel. Just wanted to give you guys a good shout out. Make sure you guys are all having a good night. And I guess where do we start off? I guess the first thing that got kind of announced today, I don't know if you guys saw it for everyone who's already here. I know everyone will be coming in the next few minutes because you get the notification. Looks like my buddy Cowabunga dude, what's up, man? As always, I love your thumbnail. Insomniac is here. What's up, buddy? How you doing? Hopefully you're having a good night, good day so far. Let's see. So the first thing, right out of the gate, that's Leprechaun. That's not what we wanted to talk about right away. But where is it? I guess I put it up here. Yeah. Well, Bride of Reanimator got a 4K Blu-ray announcement today from Ignite. So we got to talk about that. Don't know if you guys heard about, last year Reanimator got a 4K Blu-ray release from Ignite, and then over in the UK, you were able to get it through Second Sight. I had that one imported, so I have the Second Sight 4K Blu-ray for Bride of Reanimator. Not sure why that didn't work though. Let me see if I can get those pictures for you guys so you could get a look of the early artwork that just came out for it. Weirdly enough, my mouse is not working as well. So there we go. All right, upload some slides and PDFs. We'll also be doing our digital code giveaway as always. So that's always something we get into on Wednesdays. Also have some announcements as far as a couple of stuff for our regular physical media giveaway for all our channel members here on the channel. But let's see. And who else is popping in here? Hey, the Icelandic Psycho. What's up, yo? I managed to stay up this time. I appreciate it. If you got to get out of here and go to bed, don't feel too bad. I appreciate you popping in. Hello, everyone. What's up, Ben Rondo? That is our channel producer. Thanks for popping in here, buddy. Six Torino. That is Uncle V. What's up, buddy? How you doing? I'm glad you could pop in here as well. That is a channel director. So this is Bride of Reanimator's 4K Blu-ray. Early look at it. I know that my buddy Frank from Frank's Media Reviews will be grabbing this. I might still wait and see what the Second Sight one is, since I have the Second Sight version of Bride of Reanimator. So it's always a pretty safe bet that Bride of Reanimator will get a 4K Blu-ray release from Second Sight. Always enjoy it. It's not as good as Reanimator, if I remember correctly, but we'll see. Sleep? Who needs sleep? Who needs sharp? I know you mean who needs sleep. Yeah. I don't know. I'm somebody. I honestly, I stay on a pretty strict sleep schedule now lately because I get up at like 5:30 in the morning every day. Go to sleep at like 10. Get up at 5:30, or between 10 and 11. I fall asleep. I never fall asleep at exactly 10. What do you think of Total Recall in 4K? The only movie release I've seen I thought was to be heavy on the grain. I like the Total Recall 4K. I actually reviewed that pretty recently on the channel. I don't. I assume you have the Lionsgate one as well, like I do. And I thought it looked pretty good. I honestly, it's not. I don't think it looks as good as like RoboCop on 4K, which is another Paul Verhoeven film around the same time. But Lionsgate did that transfer, and I think Lionsgate just has very similar looking transfers. Like one thing, when you watch a lot of movies on 4K Blu-ray, you'll notice that a lot of movies look like, depending on the studio, they have a distinct look to them. Like now all Warner Brothers releases of, like, depending on if they want to do it on the higher end or on the lower end, they have similar looks to it. You can tell what kind of studio did the transfer. I think it's Fidelity and Motion, the same studio that does Arrow Video's transfers, actually. But Lionsgate, I always feel like their 4Ks are like never like gonna knock your socks off, never like 10 out of 10, but they're like always in that solid like 8 out of 10 area. Like nothing ever bad. Like Paramount runs the gamut. They'll give you like the worst 4K Blu-ray you've ever seen, and then sometimes they'll give you like one of the better looking 4K. So you just never know what you're getting from Paramount. I got 4 hours of sleep. That was plenty. Working another 14-hour day. Jesus Christ. Yeah, I used to do that, and I don't know. I burnt myself out. I did that all through my 20s. I worked 16-hour days all the time. I worked for Anheuser-Busch, one of their local affiliates here. So it's a different company. Just I don't want to get sued, so I'm not going to say their name because I fucking hated working there. And I worked there for 10 years. And I was in the warehouse, and I would go into work at like 3 in the afternoon, and like on holiday weeks and stuff like that. We never worked an 8-hour shift ever. Like our shift was supposed to be 3 to 11:30, and I didn't work an 8-hour shift until I was there for a year and a half. Like it was crazy how long it went, and it was a 45-minute drive from my house. So I was working like these crazy hours, but I remember going in at like 3 in the afternoon during like 4th of July week, big beer week, and I'd get out the next morning at like 10 in the morning, like fucking craziness, and then be like, you guys can come in at 4, and it's like, okay, that's great. I get to go drive an hour home. I can maybe sleep for like 2 hours and come back. Just an absolute nightmare. Just burnt me out completely. Did you catch or mention the physical release of Deathstalker 2025 released yesterday? Ah, wow. I didn't even know that. I didn't check that one out. Deathstalker I saw that was coming out. I have to grab that Blu-ray and actually review it here on the channel because I know that's one that you've been waiting for, Uncle V. I didn't realize it actually, because you know what? I'm usually looking at the 4Ks, and Deathstalker for some reason only got a Blu-ray release, which is very, very strange to me. Me and John, the too old for that shit. Insomniac, yeah. Well, Insomniac, I think might be older than us. Good evening, John. I got the Studio Canal version of Total Recall. It's great. Yeah, Stevie did. I think that I want to say that Studio Canal is the one who did the transfer for Lionsgate. Studio Canal, they do a great job though. They really, really do. I'm about to be 47 and I don't sleep my pattern. Jesus Christ. See, like I figured, I thought Insomniac might be a little bit older than us. You know what? Sometimes you can't mess with your body. If that's what you're used to, it's what you're used to. For me, I just think I killed myself like too much in like that 10-year period at that job. I mean, when I go to my regular Joe job, I do work usually a 10-hour shift at the minimum, and then I come home and do like YouTube stuff. But like, I don't know if I can. And on the weekends, like on a Saturday or something, I might do like a 12-hour shift, like what I do now. But I don't know if I can do those 14 or 16-hour days anymore. They killed me, and also my eyes aren't too great, and then like as the day goes on, they get more and more fatigued. So like that's kind of like one thing with my eyes, and those days would also beat the shit out of me. Unfortunately, yeah, it's amazing that they did that to Deathstalker. I'm 57 on Sunday. I'm going to see The Godfather. That's a great birthday present, and you know what? That leads right into one thing we have to also bring up right on top today. We lost, unfortunately, a great one. We lost Robert Duvall right here, Academy Award winner Robert Duvall. Man, for Deathstalker. You know what? I'll order it today. I'll order it today. That review won't be out for a couple, but I'll order it. And I'll definitely order it, buddy, to give you the review. Thank you so much, buddy. I appreciate that so much. And I'll pre-order. I can probably get it right on Groove, and I will do it. Thank you so much. That really does mean a lot. And I'll give you the review 100%, obviously, because you got to find out if it's good. But yeah, we lost. Thank you, Uncle V. I don't want to gloss by that, but yeah, I appreciate that. And yeah, we lost Robert Duvall. Tom Hagen from The Godfather falling down. He'll always be Harry Hogg to me from Days of Thunder. That's always what pops in my head. Phenomenon, Apocalypse Now, John Q. You can go on and on. He was in so many films. What a phenomenal guy. And happy birthday, Steve. So you'll get to actually see him and everything. If I go more than 7, I'm screwed for the day. Really? Oh, man. You're a tough one for me. Yeah. Robin's racing. Well, we can't come in right now. We're reading Ice Cream. The scene of him talking to the car with that unbelievable Hans Zimmer score playing over it is one of my favorite scenes in film history. I know not a lot of people, and even Hans Zimmer doesn't really like to talk about the Days of Thunder score, and I don't get it. It's one of my favorite scores he ever did. And I'm a little biased, big NASCAR fan. Also, just like a big fan of Tom Cruise and then Tony Scott. So it all the stars aligned for me with that movie. But him talking to the car with the score playing over it, I'm gonna shape you like a bullet. Gives me chills. I'll watch that scene on YouTube. It's not long enough. That's the biggest flaw. He did. Screen legend. One of the greats. What's up? I was just watching your video about still collecting physical media in 2026. Later on, I'm going to leave a comment on the video. But today I decided to quit playing video games. Really? Hard Rocker 83. Good to hear from you. I mean, listen, I don't really get to play video games that much anymore. I don't have the time. I'm not someone to encourage anyone to stop playing video games, but you got the way you got to separate your time is important. And I've started to try and read a little bit more. That's kind of been my goal for this year. I started reading It because David, aka Shamrock Balls, and I on the Let's Talk Movies podcast later this year, we're going to be discussing all the versions of It that have been released. Possibly Welcome to Derry, and I wanted to make sure I checked in on the book and gave the book a read. And I read the book actually back in high school, but I had way more time back then, and I was probably for a book report, so I didn't really get to take it in as much, but definitely going to be. I'm enjoying the book so far, but I'm trying to get more and more into reading as a way to like calm down at the end of the day. So I'm like 150 pages into that 1,200 page book. Yeah, Falling Down is one of his best. Obviously, like the way that with him and Michael Douglas. The scene towards the end is a classic. Me and David were actually just talking about this, like, wait, I'm the bad guy? And he's like, yeah, you are. And he's like, when did that happen? That movie, Falling Down, becomes more and more relatable as the days go on, doesn't it? He was good in Reacher, too. Yes, he was. I mean, it's very hard to pick a movie where he wasn't good. He was always reliable. Um, he, what's the movie he won the Academy Award for? Where he plays the country singer who's like looking for a quieter life and he settles down. Tempted Temper. I'm drawing a blank on it, but he's great in that movie. I watched that a few years ago. Well deserved Academy Award. I don't know if it's his best film, but he's still fantastic in it. Did you get Ben-Hur? Have heard good things. We got it in March. Yes. Actually, tomorrow my plan is I'm gonna come home because the movie's 3.5 hours long, and I get out around this time at work. And instead of me like doing something like this tomorrow, I'm gonna sit down. I'm gonna watch the entire film, Ben-Hur, shoot the review on Friday. And then it'll probably be out, if I had to guess, next Thursday because I have everything scheduled up for the rest of the week. But yeah, my plans are to do Ben-Hur, and also I just picked up the movie because I watched it on Stars, and I didn't expect it to be as good as it was. But Good Fortune, and because a lot of my movies got delayed, guys, I'm going to be honest. A lot of my movies that I was supposed to do for reviews for the Speaking of Robert Duvall Network, because Mimic got delayed. I had an order in with 3 films through the Atomic Movie Store. Mimic got delayed till the middle of March, and so did Somewhere in Time. So those got delayed, but I also had the Fabulous Baker Boys attached to that order and Network. So that means that because, small business, the Atomic Movie Store, all that stuff is going to ship together. It was all on one order. So I have to wait until the middle of March till I get my Network 4K. But all those were supposed to get reviewed on the channel. So I grabbed Good Fortune, and so that next week's reviews will be Good Fortune, Ben-Hur, and RoboCop. And then the week after, Deathstalker will get added to the list. So we'll have plenty of movies to be talking about coming up pretty soon. I'm down for some book reviews, said Uncle V. Yeah, I mean, listen, hey, I don't know how they would go over here on the channel, but I'm definitely going to try reading a little bit more. Oh, those are the giveaway stuff. So I'm definitely going to be trying to get into books a little bit more. Have you seen Secondhand Lions, Haley Joel Osment and Michael Caine? Yes, Secondhand Lions is a good movie. Very good film, actually, Ben Rondo. Talking about bad parenting. Colors was my introduction to Robert Duvall. My God, yeah. That's a tough one. But then again, I saw that in like 10th grade in high school. I actually saw a lot of movies in school, which might be weird. I also saw The Silence of the Lambs for the first time in school. A lot of movies like that. At first, they were just shows. I saw Boiler Room in school, which is because my teacher was actually like one of the people who worked at that company because it takes place on Long Island. But yeah. So back to my story about Atomic. Actually, I'll read this real quick first. Gone in 60 Seconds remake. It's Autumn was my favorite Duvall. Roll the cousin, Duvall roll, the cousin of Fast and Furious. Yes, the remake of Gone in 60 Seconds is fantastic. Very good film. I was one of the better, car movies, but I really enjoy both versions of it. The Mustang is beautiful. Nicolas Cage is great, but yeah, Robert Duvall's in that as well. Yeah, so I contacted Atomic to ask if they could ship it out, like ship out Network or ship out Network and the Fabulous Baker Boys before Mimic and everything. And he emailed me right back and explained that Network also had an issue where the discs were loose, so he's waiting to get get in contact with Criterion. And he said, if you want to cancel your order, I completely understand. And I told him no. I said, I'll just review that stuff sometime later in March. You guys are all cool with it. Like, I obviously, might get less views, but it's not really about the views my channel. It's more about, the quality of the videos. So I won't rush it. You'll get the Network review sometime in March when I get that 4K. Same thing around like with Mimic and the Fabulous Baker Boys. So I appreciated them reaching out immediately, Atomic, and responding to my email. I had another thing get delayed, which was, again, it got delayed. It's been delayed for months now, is Terror Vision's release of Student Bodies. I emailed them a week ago, and they still have not responded to my email. It just keeps getting delayed. Like, it was supposed to come out in October, then December, and then it was supposed to come out in January, then February 10th, and now it says March 31st, which is the last day of March 30th, which is the last day of quarter 1, which is what's supposed to come out in, and that feels like a placeholder date. And they give no reason for the delay or anything like that. And they don't respond to the email. So, great customer service from Atomic Movie Store, real shitty customer service from TerraVision. So my first experience with TerraVision more than likely will be my only experience whenever I get that movie. So just thought you guys should know. Do you have Waterworld from Arrow? Fantastic release. I had the Waterworld release of Arrow. I reviewed it here on the channel, and then I gave it away. Here, I don't remember who I gave it to. It might have been Jeff John Doe Juggalo. Actually, no, it wasn't him. But I mean, it went away in a giveaway, and because I'm just not a big fan of Waterworld, but it looked fantastic. I was me retrying the film, and it's all right, but I never can see myself going back to it. But yeah, I bought it and then I gave it away. That's kind of what I do with movies that I don't really like. I don't really go back and resell them. Hello, John Keefe. What's up, buddy? How you doing tonight? Good Fortune is great. Oh my god, I can't wait to talk about it. I had to buy the 4K and I'm gonna watch it again because I thought the movie was. I don't know what happened. I think it was poorly marketed because I didn't see anyone talking about that movie when it came out. A $30 million budget, and it only made $26 million. And I thought the movie was just. I was like, this is one of my favorite films of last year. And I I don't even remember it coming out. It just came and went in theaters. No promotion, despite the fact it's got the stacked cast. And it's very topical, very funny, very light, everything you could ask for in a film like that. And I really, really, really appreciated it. And I'm actually really excited to see it's a Lionsgate 4K Blu-ray. I'm really excited to see the quality of the 4K and also just talk about the film because I thought the film was awesome. I've got Excalibur and Westworld coming on Monday. Yeah, Excalibur is one that everybody's really excited about. And I didn't grab those ones, but like I said, I kind of picked the movies I was going to review for next week and they all kind of got delayed. So it happens. But like I'm going to have some other movies that I'll review and then we'll get back around to the ones that got delayed as well. Got plenty of movies. I also just grabbed because I want to do a review for all of the John Woo movies that are on 4K, and the only one I haven't done is Hard Target, so I grabbed Hard Target too, and eventually we'll get about to that. Robert Duvall passed away in 2020. What a sad day. It's horrible, man. Absolutely devastating. But he was 95. I was 11 when you saw Colors. Maybe a little too young to be seeing Colors, but hey. Breaks you in, right? Well, I told you if you watch my review of my top 10 comedies, which you guys will get pretty soon. I saw Don't Be a Menace to South Central while drinking your juice in the hood at under 10 years old. Like my parents did not care. Open Range is awesome. Western Open Range, yes. Robert, it's so sad because he was so good. John Keith, do you enjoy Pulse 2001 Japanese horror movie? With your favorite 1970s sci-fi films on standard Blu-ray and 4K discs? And I did see Pulse last year, actually. Very, very good film. First time watch for me. And my favorite 1970s like sci-fi films, Alien is probably is number one, probably as far as sci-fi films from that era. You could say Star Wars. New Hope has a really nice looking 4K, way better than Empire, which is my favorite Star Wars film. Just off the top of my head, though, I gotta have to think a little bit back, but Alien would absolutely be number one. Silence of the Lambs is coming back to theaters, and I'm taking my wife who's never seen it. Saw that in school. Silence of the Lambs is one of my favorite films. It's getting its 35th anniversary. I also really like Manhunter. One thing that David A.K. Shamrock and I are going to be doing on Access Cinema Appreciation over on that YouTube channel in March is we're actually going to be talking about Manhunter and Silence of the Lambs, which we believe are the two, best of that kind of book series that became films, better than Hannibal and what was the other one that's basically just Manhunter? Same book. Is it what is it? Red Dragon? Ridley Scott directed that, right? That wasn't the one that was directed by Brett Ratner. But I don't like Red Dragon. Manhunter's the better film. More style. Directed by Michael Mann. The only thing is Hannibal Lecter is played by Brian Cox and not Anthony Hopkins, but he gives a great performance, and I absolutely love Manhunter. John Keefe, what are your favorite horror films on Kino Lorber disc and Universal Classic Monster Collector? Please show us, please. So yeah, you can probably see him back there a little bit, but actually, let me show you guys something else. You never get to really see the top of everything because my shelves do go really high. It's to the ceiling, actually. And you can see the Columbia Classics up there. But Kino Lorber's right there as well. But my wife got me that Batman mask for Valentine's Day, the Batman cowl right there. So it was a really cool Valentine's Day gift because 15 years together, I told you guys, and that's what she got me. And she also bought me Nightcrawler on 4K Steelbook, which there's a review on the channel for the channel members as well if you want to check that out. But she ordered 2 of them, and instead of returning it, she's gonna give it to me to get put into the physical media giveaway. So if you are a channel member or the producers are higher like Ben Rondo, I also do a physical media giveaway every month. So the first week of March on this live show, we'll do that. But I also bought 7 on 4K, which is, the snap case. So got that. And of course, my favorite film, Terminator. So, and Nightcrawler 4K Steelbook will be included for channel members for that giveaway as well. And I'll add Jurassic Park next month. So the giveaway is getting pretty good for the physical media stuff, amongst the other things, but we'll get into it when we get into it. How was Legally Blonde? I shit on that movie so much, and I said to my wife after we watched it, I must have been a little bit too pretentious because that movie is great. Reese Witherspoon is awesome in it. Luke Wilson is tolerable in it. But it's a very funny movie, and actually, the whole legal aspect to it is actually very interesting. And I don't know. I guess I was wrong about Legally Blonde. It's actually pretty damn funny. I actually really enjoyed my time with it watching that on Valentine's Day. And my wife is a big fan of that movie, one of her favorites, and that's what she chose to watch for Valentine's Day. And I was happy to oblige because I knew on Sunday I was going to get to watch the Daytona 500, and that's what made me happy. So that's how I spent my Sunday after work, of course. But yeah, I got to enjoy the rest of that and eat a grilled chicken cutlet sandwich because I can't have fried cutlets anymore because that's what my life has come to. But to answer your question about my favorite Kino Lorber horror releases, Night of the Hunter would be number one. The black and white 4K for that would definitely be my favorite. I have the Universal Monsters 4Ks, both of them. I reviewed the first one, but I didn't review the second one because they did the Universal Monsters parts 1 and 2. But I only reviewed one here on the channel. The Invisible Man is still my favorite of all the Universal Monsters films. Absolutely love that movie, and I just believe it's truly the best of them. I know a lot of people might point to Frankenstein or Dracula, but I've always been a big fan of Kino Lorber's release, Kino Lorber, of The Invisible Man. But I'm trying to think off the top of my head if I have any other Kino Lorber horror films. I know that I have a couple of them. I'm drawing a blank, I'm just shooting from the hip here. How ironic. Michael Jordan sues NASCAR, wins, and then wins the Daytona 500. LOL. Yeah, and did you see him hugging Jim France in Victory Lane as well? I guess NASCAR probably needed that because NASCAR needs Michael Jordan. I'll be honest. I know I was talking to you off camera, Insomniac, about we're in the state of NASCAR, but those ratings are horrible. And Michael Jordan at least they'll start talking about NASCAR on Sports Center again and stop ignoring it. So it's funny that he won, and honestly, he should have won. What NASCAR was doing to the teams was ridiculous. Most of them weren't making any money. That's why they have paid drivers now that essentially buy seats because they have to bring in sponsorship. Like when I was watching NASCAR, when you watch NASCAR, people had full year sponsorships. Dale Earnhardt was sponsored by GM Goodwrench from the beginning to the end of the year. Same thing with Jeff Gordon and DuPont. He would have the Pepsi scheme come in once or twice a year, but they had full year sponsorships from big name companies. Now every week they all have different sponsors, and you can't pick the car out on the track anymore because they might look different the next week. Like Tyler Reddick won the Daytona 500. That paint scheme he had. You'll probably see it one more time, but you'll also see it on the other 2311 cars, which is Michael Jordan's team as well. So it's it bounces around. But yeah, it's pretty cool that Michael Jordan's now a Daytona 500 championship owner, compared to also being the greatest basketball player of all time. Another thing that was big that was announced this week was Leprechaun coming to 4K and also getting a VHS release, which is pretty funny right here. Getting a new VHS release. Now, I was on the fence. Do I buy this or do I not? I'm not the world's biggest Leprechaun fan. I'll be honest with you guys, but I don't know. What are you guys thinking? We need Speed TV back. I know. That's why I used to watch all the classic NASCAR races, but I've been watching a lot of them on YouTube now. NASCAR uploaded a bunch of them. I watched the other night, I watched it over a couple nights. I kind of put it on before I go to bed, but I was watching old races. I watched the 1995 Bristol night race where Dale Earnhardt wrecked Terry Labonte crossing the finish line, and I watched the 99 one where he wrecked Terry Labonte on the backstretch, and then Dale Earnhardt went on to win it. So I've been watching a lot of those before I go to bed. Love NASCAR, man. Jeff Gordon was my favorite NASCAR driver all the time. I remember seeing him at Michigan International Speedway. Oh, really? You got to see him? I would turn the camera, but I have a couple of Jeff Gordon stuff up here. That was my guy as well. And I know that was Insomniac's guy also. So I felt like back then, most people were either a Jeff Gordon fan or they were a Dale Earnhardt fan. And that's kind of how it went. And when Jeff Gordon retired, I was also a Dale Jr. fan. I liked him a lot. I just kind of, he was younger. I kind of would relate to him when he came in. And Then as when Jeff Gordon retired, I started liking Ryan Blaney. He seemed to have a little bit of a personality where a lot of these guys feel like they're walking billboards now. Again, a lot of them are just they pay for the seat. Like, and that's kind of hurts the sport. But I think they're back on the right track. They've gotten away from this ridiculous playoff system and going back to the chase format. But anyway, back to Leprechaun. Um, I don't know how you guys feel about this, but the 4K the Steelbook, it looks pretty nice. Um, or you can see the whole thing like right there. It's nice, but I don't know if I could justify grabbing a film at that high of a price that I don't necessarily really love. Yeah, we need old school Bristol back, not the progressive track. We had 2 lanes. No, it was 1 lane, and you bumped the guy out of the way, or you waited for him to make a mistake, and it was that's how it was. And honestly, going back and watching old Bristol races, so much better than modern day Bristol races. Even though I like Bristol now, but like, yeah, progressive banking to make it 3 lanes, that was never Bristol. It was short track racing was 1 lane, and you waited for the guy to make a mistake, or you bumped him out of the way. And things have obviously changed. And yeah, more of this. Some more pictures of the artwork. Now, the substitute. This is coming from Vestron. What is that? Yeah, Vestron. And I never saw the substitute. I like the artwork on this. Interesting. I was really hoping that Lionsgate was going to give us their what was it? I was hoping they were going to give us either Kill Bill, The Whole Bloody Affair, which just got released yesterday on digital, or Scream 4, like the rumored ones. Leprechaun has been rumored for a while too, but I don't know. I'm not as excited for Leprechaun as I was hoping to be, if I'm being honest. But yeah, so there's also some other 4Ks that are rumored to be coming out. Parenthood is a big one for me as well. I love how the coins make Leprechaun's face tempting. It's great artwork, as Lionsgate always does. That's their big selling point, is their beautiful steel books with the slipcover over it. They do an amazing job, and now releasing the VHS with it as well. I love what they're doing. I don't know if I love Leprechaun that much. Like, unlike Parenthood, which is a movie I absolutely love. I have the Blu-ray for it as well. And it's a great, great, great film for me. One of Steve Martin's best films, directed by Ron Howard. So many great people in the movie, including Rick Moranis. Like, look at the whole family you can see right there. Jason Robards is great in that movie. I am not a schmuck. I always forget the actor's name who plays, he's an Amadeus, and he plays the brother Larry in this movie, the fuck up. But the whole Diane Wiest, I mean, young Keanu Reeves is in this movie. Young Joaquin Phoenix when he was still going by Leaf. Always loved this movie, and I'm really excited. Just showing Steve Martin playing always one of the great movie dads, but this is one of the more underappreciated films of the 1980s. Very excited to see that getting the 4K Blu-ray treatment. Another one that this has been rumored for a while, but looks like Kino Lorber will be doing it. The Great Outdoors, Dan Aykroyd and John Candy. Love this movie as well. We'll have to wait and see on the quality of these 4K Blu-ray releases. Kino Lorber can be a little bit hit or miss sometimes, but it's always exciting to see like favorites from the 80s getting these great 4K Blu-ray upgrades. And if you've been holding out to add them to your collection like I have, it's nice to see that they're finally going to get the 4K Blu-ray treatment. Are they going to be good 4K Blu-rays? Like I said, we'll have to wait and see on that. Throw Mama from the Train is another one that we already got the box art reveal from it, which is just a movie poster, like all their 4K Blu-ray releases are. I like that though. Kino Lorber kind of goes with that standard Kino Lorber look. Like the box is always going to look the same. I always just feel like they're kind of a little lazy sometimes on their releases. Sometimes they'll give us some great visuals like Kindergarten Cop and Uncle Buck, but then other times they'll give us like Internal Affairs, which just looks like absolute shit. Or Marathon Man, which is kind of a mixed one. When does Scream 7 come out? Because I bet that's when they'll release the pre-order for sure. Scream 7 is at the end of this month, actually. So the Scream 4. Yeah, I forget the minutes time with Scream. And that's what I thought, because Scream 7 comes out in 2 weeks. Actually, and my wife, the son of a bitch, she's going away that weekend for her sister's wedding. I was supposed to go to it, but I got out of it, thankfully. So she's just going by herself. But we can't go see Scream that weekend, so we're gonna have to go either Monday or Tuesday when she gets back. And Scream 6 was a little underwhelming, and now everything that happened with the cast and everything, and it's not gonna have all the people. Now Nev Campbell's coming back, and I'm curious to see the route they go. Scream is one of those franchises where I don't think there's really a bad film. I think at least they're all watchable. They're all, at least something in there is always good. I still feel like for me, Scream is the best, and like by a long shot, Scream's like one of the best horror films ever made. Then Scream 4 is really good. Like Scream 4 is my second favorite of the entire franchise. It's kind of like the middle child as well, kind of stuck between these two trilogies. Came out like 10 years after Actually, it was 11 years after Scream 3, and it came out 10 years before Scream 5. So it's kind of just stuck in the middle, its own entity. And the Stabathon has always been amazing to me. And then I really like Scream 3 also. And two's always been a little bit underwhelming. Five is pretty good. I actually don't mind that one, the requel, whatever they want to call that. And then Scream 6 had its moments, I really enjoyed the opening to that. I thought it was clever. But I just had a hard time with a lot of these characters. Like they went out of their way to make sure they didn't die, and that kind of disappointed me. If I'm being honest, I was a little bit let down by that. And like it felt like there was no stakes, and now like those stakes don't even matter if they're trying to set up the end of the trilogy with Scream 7, because like a lot of those actors aren't coming back, like Jenna Ortega and Maria Betalova. I know I'm gonna ruin that name without looking it up. So yeah, just always a little bit disappointing when things like that happen. So I'm a little bit let down, if I'm being honest, about that whole debacle. So we'll have to wait and see, but we need that Scream 4 announcement. And like the whole bloody affair, like we know that's coming. We know they're coming. It's just that we haven't gotten them yet. And that's kind of, kind of sucks a little bit, if I'm being honest. But it is what it is. There's nothing we can do. I don't control Lionsgate's releases. Let's see what else we got coming out that we got to talk about. Oh, this is a rumor, but I also wanted to talk about this because I love Robin Williams and what dreams may come. Underrated Robin Williams film. It's very, very sad. Very, very depressing. The Cuban Gooding Jr. tie-in as his son doesn't really make much sense, but I actually did like this movie. I did watch it right after Robin Williams died, so that I might have kind of got me at the vulnerability standpoint. Robin Williams, when he died, was one of the only celebrities that honestly made me emotional when they died. I guess because he was just such a big part of my childhood and seemed like such a genuinely nice guy. And when things like that happen, it always hurt. And the way he died too was just terrible. So, what dreams may come. I don't know why I always will say that. And then, of course, we did have some Criterion announcements last week we didn't get to talk about on the show. So we'll get into those a little bit, and I'll get you guys' thoughts on it. Yeah. Who's your guess about the mystery attacker on Raw? Oh, my God. It's got to be Seth Rollins, right? Like the people who are attacking him. I've seen people say, "Oh, it's Logan Paul," because like if you they've done zoom ins on like the pictures and like you can see like it's like the white beard. But I think it's going to end up being Seth Rollins because it's the only thing that makes logical sense, right? Now, the mystery box, that's got to be Chris Jericho, right? There's no way. I don't know if I like the cheesiness of that because Chris Jericho has the best ever debut in wrestling history. And when he debuted against The Rock in August 1999, that was one of the best intros. And then when he came back in 2007, like that was a great return as well. I don't know how I feel about him being in the box, but like I feel like the only payoff for that is it being Chris Jericho. So I'm hoping that it's Chris Jericho, but I do believe that these attacks have to be Seth Rollins, right? It only makes sense that it's Seth Rollins, or else I think it'd be a little bit underwhelming if it's not. I'd be a little underwhelmed if it's Logan Paul, but I'm not the biggest Logan Paul guy, even though guy does a phenomenal job as a heel, and he caught on to wrestling so fast. I got to give the guy his props as far as being an entertainer. If you want to make me hate him, he does a great job at it, and that's always the key to being a great heel. It's like Dominic Mysterio. Guy was born to be a heel, leans right into it, and if he can make you hate him, like they're doing a good job. That's always you want a reaction. That's always the thing from wrestling. You want the reaction, right? And he sure drags it out of people. Yeah, and then up the Criterion stuff. Sentimental value. So Joachim Trier, I liked his last film actually that he did, The Worst Person in the World. That one got me. This one was pretty good, a good father-daughter kind of movie. And Stellan Skarsgård's probably going to win Best Supporting Actor because he's committing category fraud, because he should be in Best Lead Actor. He shouldn't be in Best Supporting Actor, and he's going to unfortunately steal that award, which is fine. Stellan Skarsgård is a fantastic actor. He deserves an Academy Award, in my opinion. The movie was good. A lot of like good father-daughter movies came out last year between this and Joe Kelly. This is by far the better of them. I just didn't feel like this was as good as The Worst Person in the World. I felt like that was a better film, one that also really stuck with me when I first turned 30, because it's kind of about that like midlife crisis, or like third life or quarter. It's probably close to halfway. So I really liked his last film. This one was good. The house is very important. And in the movie, and the artwork's pretty nice on this. But Logan got stomped by the Masked Man this week. Yeah, I know. So I'm like, that's what I feel about like with the misdirection. It could be like guys working together. But like because they got that close up last week, and it was like, is that Logan Paul? Like, so it's like maybe it's like Logan Paul and Seth Rollins pulling a trick. I don't know. And also, who's the guy on the phone? Like, what's that about? Who could, like, they're kind of hyping up, like, who could that be? Like, it can't be The Rock. We'll have to wait and see on that. Um, Greetings, John Keefe, listening from my pit. What's up, David? That's David, aka Shamrock Balls. That's the co-host of the Let's Talk Movies podcast with John and David, and of course, Access Cinema Appreciation. And just, we kind of been kicking around the ideas what we'll be doing for our live show, which will be over on that YouTube channel as well. So make sure you guys go over there and subscribe. We're looking like we're going to probably do our favorite comic book films, but nothing set in stone yet. We're just kicking around ideas. But we're talking about that, so make sure you guys are subscribed there so you can check out our live shows that we do together, unlike a little bit different than what we do here on the channel, which is just me rambling on for an hour and 15 minutes every single Wednesday and just chatting with you guys, because that's what I enjoy doing. Mozart's Ghosts. Hey John, what's up? I like that we'll be getting Leprechaun and the Substitute on 4K from Lionsgate. Yeah, I was talking a little bit about that earlier. Pretty cool. I don't know how I feel about Leprechaun though. I mean, I don't know if I can justify that price because it's not a movie I 100% love, but I know people do love it. We're not getting the whole franchise, so no Leprechaun in the Hood or anything like that, which might disappoint some people. This is the one that I'm really excited about. Lawrence Kasdan's Body Heat. That's the one I'm most looking forward to for May's Criterion releases. Lawrence Kasdan, pretty famous screenwriter, if I say so myself, but he also directed some really good films, including I'm always gonna, because I just ramble and randle on. But he directed a ton of good films as well as being a great writer. But Body Heat's a great noir film, really a hot and sweaty noir film. I mean, a lot of sex in this movie. William Hurt is great. What's the girl's name from freaking Casper's in this movie as well? Love her. Yeah. Feel my heat. Yeah. Larry's as well. More noirs on 4K. Always gonna enjoy a good noir on 4K, can't we? Yeah, so Lawrence Kasdan, this one's like, this is gonna look good on 4K Blu-ray too. And I do love what they're doing here with the cover art. Very excited for this one. This will definitely be the one that I check out on day one of all the releases, so I'm pretty excited about that. A lot of sex. I must check it out. Yeah, I think you'll enjoy it. I mean, obviously, Lawrence Kasdan, probably most known for his screenwriting, but like I said, he directed a lot of great films as well. The Big Chill is like probably his most famous film, and that's my favorite Lawrence Kasdan film. I haven't seen Grand Canyon yet, though. Remember William Hurt at the end of A History of Violence? Damn, he's good. He is so good with that accent. I thought it was a little ridiculous. But you know what? It was apparently very accurate, and he put a lot of thought into it. But William Hurt is always good. Always loved that guy. Another actor kind of passed away at a young age, but I always appreciated his work. And yeah, his work at the end of The History of Violence is awesome. Yeah, what is it? What's the character? Other character's name, is it Johnny? He's like, Johnny, come on, man. What are you gonna do? Like, he's got this like weaselly voice on right before he gets his fucking guts blown out of him. But William Hurt, another great actor. He's in The Big Chill as well, another Lawrence Kasdan film. So yeah, he was, I guess, working with Lawrence Kasdan. Then he kind of showed up in some of the other movies that he's in the MCU, because everyone shows up in that. That fucking accent, right? It was crazy. It's supposed to be accurate to Pennsylvania from what I looked up, but he said he worked with a dialect coach. I gotta take his word on it. But yeah, well, I'm trying to think of like what his best performance would be for William Hurt. He did win an Academy Award. I just can't remember for what film he won for. Off the top of my head, but he is an Academy Award winner. Another one was The Delta. That's one that's coming. Never seen that movie before. One that I know a lot of people are interested in, and I should probably find that first and foremost, is Lenny over here, which is not the world's biggest Dustin Hoffman fan, but I heard this movie's good. I should check it out, and it would be a first time watch for me, so maybe I'll check out Lenny. I know a lot of people do like this movie, so it might be one that I have to check out one of these days. What do you think of Tom Cruise versus Brad Pitt AI fight? I didn't even know. I heard about this, but AI kind of bothers me a little bit. I'm still not one of those people who's like fully committed themselves to AI. I think that Brad Pitt would kick his ass in real life if like that ever came down to it. That, despite the fact Tom Cruise is always like in phenomenal shape, but I think I think Brad Pitt would find a way. Brad Pitt did kick Bruce Lee's ass in Once Upon a Time in Hollywood, which I think pissed a lot of people off. So that revisionist history kind of thing. But I'm not one of these people. I'm not excited about AI. It's taking people's jobs, and But hey, I mean, I guess there's nothing we can do. We can't turn back time. Can turn back time. Oh God, I thought I lost for a second. Way too many tabs open right now. I get you. I get you. When I'm cycling through all the stuff down here to see what we got to talk about, I'm always cycling through a bunch of tabs as well to try and make sure we cover everything here on the show. We'll in the hour and 15 minutes that we get to spend together. So I make the same exact mistakes as well. Aaron Click, what's up, buddy? I'm glad you could pop in here as well. Hopefully you're having a good night. What's your favorite biopic? My favorite biopic is Malcolm X. That's always been number one on my list. I think it's the greatest one ever made, directed by Spike Lee, came out in 1992. Beautifully shot by Ernest Dickerson. Denzel Washington was robbed of the Academy Award that year because we had to give a makeup Oscar to Al Pacino for Scent of a Woman when he should have won for The Godfather or The Godfather Part 2. At least one of those, but we had to make it up to him for Scent of a Woman, which is an okay film, but we didn't give the Academy Award to Denzel Washington for his best performance of his entire career in Malcolm X, and we had to make that up to him for Training Day, even though he did win for Glory, but that's a supporting actor. And Training Day is just not one of my favorite films, but he's good in it. King Kong ain't got shit on me. I'm putting cases on all you bitches. We need every Robert Duvall movie on 4K. Falling Down should go right to the top of that list. We're getting Network. We already got Apocalypse. We got The Godfathers. Right now, Falling Down should be number one on the list of movies that we absolutely need of Robert Duvall film. John, I'm actually waiting to pick up Malcolm X right now. Conflicted whether to get the imprint Big Boy. Ooh, I have the I'll show you right there. You can probably see it. I have the 4K Blu-ray from the Criterion collection, which is a phenomenal looking 4K. So that's always been my favorite biopic. Well, ever since I saw it, I'd always put Malcolm X up there. That's just a phenomenal film. I also, believe it or not, I love Walk the Line about Johnny Cash. I think Joaquin Phoenix does a great job in that movie. Just trying to rattle them off the top of my head. Also, The Next Year with Ray. Like we got a lot of those music biopics. Gandhi, that's a great one that I always feel. Unfortunately, I would have definitely given the Oscar that year to Steven Spielberg and obviously E.T. for Best Picture. I wouldn't have given it to Gandhi and Richard Attenborough for Best Director, but it's the kind of movie topical at the time. But I really do think Gandhi is a phenomenal film. It's one of my favorite epics of all time as well. So I actually would put Gandhi up there pretty high. If you've never seen Gandhi, I could recommend that, even though it just when you talk about it, it always will be like, well, it should have won Best Picture in 82. It's a lot of better movies that came out in 82. There was just a murderer's row of films, but yeah, Gandhi's another great one. But we can choose not to support AR at a pretty significant vote with your wallets and with your viewership or lack thereof. Yeah, if it starts to get into movies, like we have a problem, and I know it's coming, but we can't go see an AI film. I won't go see an AI film, but I know they're making some. Someone said yesterday they're making 3 of them already. They're in the works, and it's fucking crazy, man. But they're taking jobs out there, and that's actually one thing they really talk about in the movie Good Fortune. When I get into that review, we can talk more about it. But yeah, it's what they're done with AI and like how we've become already so reliant on it in such a short period of time. It's like people don't, they don't want to watch the Terminator. They don't know what's going to happen. And we are absolutely stupid enough as a society to trust them with new codes. Come on, look at what we're doing. Look at society right now. Look at the people running this world. They're fucking morons. And of course, they would want to be lazy. Ed Wood, that's very high on my list as well. Ed Wood is a phenomenal film directed by Tim Burton. Again, you got to remember these are movies, so like there's some over exaggerations. That's really focusing on Ed Wood and his relationship with Bela Lugosi, and that movie, it's very funny. Like, the worst movie you ever saw? Well, the next one I can assure you will be better because you can't. Than that. But looking at the career Ed Wood, who made some of the worst movies of all time, but the guy had a passion for it. And Johnny Depp, one of his best performances in that movie. Vincent D'Onofrio also as Orson Welles, very good impression of Orson Welles towards the movie. And the black and white makes it actually him looking like Orson Welles. So Obies really did appreciate that. And like I told you guys, we also do a digital code giveaway here on the channel. So I want to make sure we get into that. So I just want to show people, if you want to freeze frame it, if you are entered into the giveaway, these are the digital codes that are available. I will also have Good Fortune. That one will be available as well. So yeah, that's another one. So Who Framed Roger Rabbit? Never a bad one. So let's add that to the stage. This is my magic wheel guy. Let me make sure the volume is off so you guys don't have to hear the magic wheel because it'll be very annoying. But we'll shuffle these bad boys up. Not a lot of people entering the digital code giveaway lately, so I don't know the biggest fanfare for it, but a lot of these codes are donated. So I want to make sure I thank the people, and we'll get into see who the winner is. Drum roll, please. I always got to think of what is that? Summertime by Will Smith when I see drum roll. Maybe it's because it's just how my mind works. Eli's here. What's up, John in chat? Eli, how you doing, buddy? Hope you're having a great night. Nocturnal. Congratulations on year one. You've won before. You know how this works. So we're gonna remove you, and we will spin again and see who our lucky winners are. Hi, Eli. These guys talking to each other makes a lot of sense. I'm an idiot for even reading it. I want to make sure I read this out loud. Let's just see who won first. Looks like it's going to be Evil Dead 96 or them, dude. Probably Evil Dead 1996. So both of you guys have won before, so congratulations. You know how to reach me. Let's talk entmt@gmail.com. Let me know which of the digital codes you want. It's first come, first serve. So whoever gets me first gets their choice of all of those codes. You can also reach out to me over there on Instagram, Facebook, and the artist formerly known as Twitter. And yes, I don't know if anyone said already, but rest in peace, Tom Noonan. Yep, Tom Noonan passed away today, known for playing the Tooth Fairy in Manhunter. Also, he's in Heat, played Frankenstein. Passed away today at 75 years old, so rest in peace. That guy was also a great character actor. It's very sad that he passed away. It's always funny to me that both him and Ted Levine are in the movie Heat together, and they both played the first villains of the Hannibal Lecter series. Don't forget to slash that like button and subscribe to this awesome channel. I would appreciate that if you did. John, I told you last week, and I'll tell you again, Skynet is your friend. Yes, that's right, Skynet. If you're listening, I love you. Don't kill me. Sorry I said all those bad things about you. Maybe for I've been a member for 6 months, and thank you so much, Insomniac. And you always gift all of those channel memberships to people. I appreciate that. I appreciate that so much. Glad to see you guys chatting. We say Aaron Click is the man, is he not? I'm just gonna stop reading the news. The news, I've been thinking a long time lately about maybe not going on Facebook that much anymore and just like keeping the Facebook Messenger app open because it gets darker and darker by the day. It's starting to scare me, isn't it? I think it's scaring us all. I would rather pretend all my actors are still living. I would rather do that as well. Everyone's just dying this year, right? We lost Catherine O'Hara, Robert Duvall, and then even if you go into other forms of entertainment, like Brad Arnold passing away at 47 from cancer, kidney cancer, then James Vanderbeek passing away last week at 48 from colon cancer. It's fucking crazy. I mean, James Vanderbeek was 48 years old. The guy had a family and 6 kids, I think he had, and there's nothing you can do, And we tried everything. I was gonna quote Goodfellas, but I'm like, that's probably stupid, right? I shouldn't do that. And there was nothing we can do about it. It just sucks. Scotty Guns. Channeling my inner Martin. What's up? I always do that at work, and the guys love it. They'll always say "Que pasa?" Spanish for "what's up." There they are. Thank you so much for gifting them to the people who have not checked out the one thing that's cool about the channel memberships. If you're on the dollar tier, you get all the videos early, and I always like to do a week out. So usually you'll have all my videos for the upcoming week a week early. So if you want to always check my stuff out early, $1 up, and that's what Mr. Insomniac gifted to you guys. Then producer hire, like I said, you get into the physical media giveaway. For $9.99 a month, you have your own choice review every month if you want it. No pressure. Not everybody wants the choice review. It's cool. I appreciate that actually because it frees up my schedule a little bit. People just like to support the channel. I'm very grateful. Thank you guys all so much for do that. And then, of course, if you jump it up to the $25 a month bankroll tier, which is only where Mr. Smelly Potato is, every other month I'll do your own choice video. But Mr. Smelly Potato just likes to support me as well, which I always really appreciate. Never sleep on Insomniac. Never. Just a great guy. Great movie taste as well. And also finding out that he was a big Jeff Gordon fan, only just helps rise his stock. I can already tell that the guy's just an all-around good person. It's the same thing with Ben Rondo. You can't sleep on these people who supported Jeff Gordon because, most NASCAR fans back then, you're either Jeff Gordon or Dale Earnhardt, but you kind of go Jeff Gordon, right? That's always where the heart is, at least in my opinion. Um, yeah, I think we covered a lot of the news, so I'm gonna try and find some more news to discuss with you guys. Uh, what's up? Speaking of which, Jay Van Gool. So if you guys want to pop in some questions too, you can feel free to do that. Will you be watching the Oscars this year? Absolutely. I watch the Oscars every year. They happen to be on my wife's birthday this year. So she did give me the, she's like, she'll watch it too because she'll get into like whatever the hell they're wearing. But I always watch the Oscars. I'm actually gonna do I think an Academy Award video sometime in March before it. But I was thinking, tell me if you guys think it's a good idea. I was thinking about doing the top 10 worst best pictures winners and what should have won, but I was only going to pick from the actual movies that were nominated, not from the movies that like what I believe should have won. Like, so you won't see like Do the Right Thing winning in '89 because it wasn't even nominated. But like kind of doing that because I do love the Academy Awards. Like I know that. Listen, I don't put too much stock in like who they pick for winners because they get it wrong all the time. But it's the only real show we get as movie fans where we get to actually like the love letter to Hollywood. And I watch all the movies that get nominated. And I watch all the performances. And I try and watch all the best international films as well. So I get into it. It's fun. I get to see the actors and actresses. And I know, like, again, I don't put too much stock in it because it's like, basically a circle jerk for themselves. But it is what it is. It's the best we're going to get, right? I haven't seen Begonia or Save the Green Planet yet. Do you think it's better to watch one before the other? So, I mean, I think I like Begonia a little bit more in my opinion, but I think you can watch that right now if you'd like on Peacock or get the 4K Blu-ray. But it depends what route you want to go. But I think it's a very good movie, so I could definitely. It's one of my favorite Yorgos Lanthimos movies because me and him we've never really gelled. But Save the Green Planet, I've been kicking around the idea of grabbing that 4K because I do love the cover art on it. But I don't think you have to go a certain way. You can go either way or on that. No, John, stay away from those devil worshippers. That's the thing when it comes to Hollywood, but. It's anyone who's an elite. It's not just fucking Hollywood. It's musicians. It's the people running our country. It's the people running every country. They're all devil worshippers and they're all sick people. They got too much money and too much time on their hands, all of them. That's for sure. You think actors will win after seeing a movie that they are not even nominated? You think actors will win after seeing a movie and they are not even nominated? I don't even know. Actually, like, what do you mean? I'm getting a little confused by that question. If you think actors will win? Are you saying like how the Academy? Because a lot of the Academy voters don't watch a lot of the movies. I feel like they're a little bit dishonest. They like getting invited to the parties. Like, look at the Weinstein years. Like, Shakespeare in Love beat Saving Private Ryan. Get the fuck out of here. That's insane to me. I'm the Asian action assassin. After all, got to hear your interest about foreign films. Well, I do love. I've been getting a lot more into foreign films over the last couple of years. Obviously, I reviewed every John Woo film here on the channel, and I love. I mean, foreign films. I also am going to get Cinema Paradiso on 4K. You'll get a review for that sometime in March. That's my favorite foreign film of all time, or non-English language speaking film, because there's English speaking foreign films as well. Like look at Lock, Stock, and Two Smoking Barrels. That's a classic as well. But if you're going to the Asian cinema, you can't go wrong with anything Akira Kurosawa, can you? Especially, but the Asian horror, that's a big one that I've been finally getting a lot more into thanks from Frank's media reviews and all his recommendations. So like that's always like Asian. I would always say like the Asian Spanish films, plenty of great Spanish films to watch as well. You spoke, John. You were either a Jeff Gordon fan or you were wrong. That is correct. You are absolutely right. And I always felt like that was the one sport where I actually got to see a winner because, I'm a Met fan, I'm a Jet fan, and a Knicks fan. So I'm used to losing. Like for the most part, I've been groomed to lose. But Jeff Gordon was doing a lot of winnings. Then fucking Jimmy Johnson came around and took all the glory away. I've been listening to Starvos Hawkins a lot during work, so it'll be funny to see him pop up in Begonia. Yeah, that's very true. I think you'll like Begonia. I would actually like you to come back and let me know what you think of it. Do you plan to go to any Yankee or Met games this year? Well, I would like to, but again, it's always tough. Like if I can get some, I'm sure I would like to go to a Met game. One thing about baseball is like watching it live. I've told you guys a million times, I don't have the best eyes. So it's like a little bit harder for me to watch those. Like that's why another reason I'm a big NASCAR fan. I can watch that live, no problem, but I can't watch hockey. And it's funny because I played hockey as a kid. Like that was the only sport I played like deck hockey and then I played ice hockey until I couldn't really follow the puck anymore. My dad, I think he was just being a little cruel. He put me in baseball one season, and I swear to God, I never saw the ball the entire season. I made contact with the ball once. I was completely by accident. I got on base 4 times. I got hit with the ball twice, and I got walked twice. that was it the entire year, and he made me play every fucking game. And I think it builds character, and maybe that's what he was trying to do because like but I think that's why I'm so cold now as a human being, like because that's why I'm a little bit emotionless because I was like, you know, you can't get worse than being the worst baseball player on the field. So it is what it is. But it's like the man put me out there for the entire baseball season, and I don't have the greatest eyes, so I don't know what the hell he was thinking. I am with you. I don't think they watch everything like we do. No, they don't. And then they're all critics and a lot of them and like a lot of these people, they just it's a lot like what I say about people on YouTube and people who get invited to screenings or get review copies of 4K Blu-rays is they want to keep that stuff. That's the thing. They want to keep getting invited to the screenings. They want to keep getting the free stuff. They want to get invited to the parties. And I think that because of that, they're dishonest. And that's always kind of when I started this YouTube channel originally, like, it was Matt and I, but now it's just me. But my whole thing is no matter what I'm going to review on this channel, I'm going to pay for it. It's going to be out of my pocket. When I go to the movies, I pay for the movie. When I get a 4K Blu-ray, I pay for it. Like that's it. I'm not going to accept it because I want it to be completely from a genuine place. People might not realize they're being it, but they might like withhold some information, omit some information because they don't want to, bite the hand that feeds. And you don't make a lot of money from YouTube, so that free stuff could be the thing that kind of gets you over. And understandable, but it's just not the route I choose to go. And I believe that that's a lot with Academy of voters. I think they pick a film, and like even if they don't watch the whole thing, they'll still pick it to win because it's just like we got invited to that party, and we know that producer, that's a friend of ours. We'll pick that. We'll pick that actor. That guy's a buddy of ours. We'll pick him, even if they didn't see it. Like, are you kidding me? Every year when you go back and you look, and it's like that one best picture, that guy won best actor, that woman won best actress. How? Like it doesn't make sense. Like Michael Caine's great, but should he have won for the Cider House Blues in 1999? In 1999, like I think American Beauty gets a little bit of a bad rap because it's a pretty good film. It's not a great film, but it's a pretty good film. Did that really need to win Best Picture in 1999 with Fight Club and Magnolia and all these other fantastic films that came out? The Matrix got completely overlooked just because it's an action film. And you kidding me? Like, and I love Michael Caine, but giving him for the Cider House Blues, what the fuck? Makes no sense to me. Is that Maria Sharapova in your avatar, Prince 3? Female. John, did you get Excalibur 4K Blu-ray yet? I did not. Darkroom reviews. Like I didn't grab that one yet. Like I said, I was telling you guys a little bit earlier. All the movies I had planned to come out next week got delayed. So moving some things around. I'm gonna buy Deathstalker. I bought Good Fortune, so there'll be some other reviews, unfortunately. Baseball is the hard sport. I think I'm trying to hit 100 mile per hitch is nuts. It really, like, and I get it. The steroid era kind of like tainted baseball. It was one of the most entertaining eras to watch. Let me just tell you, this 1998 Sammy Sosa versus Mark McGwire, that was a big thing for me as a child. I loved it. And, the Mets were good around that time. That's when we got my favorite player of all time in Mike Piazza. Loved it. I mean, but yeah, I loved watching those fucking animals, those juiced up animals crank those balls out of the ballpark. They look superhuman. Nobody like Barry Bonds had no neck. Roger Clemens was just one big muscle. And they got better into their 40s. It was obvious they were on steroids. It was entertaining as hell. But baseball, like, even so, being on steroids, it still takes a lot of talent to hit that 100-mile-per-hour curveball coming at you. And that's why they're only successful. Like, the best hitters of all time are only successful 40% of the time. Like, a 400 batting average is insane if someone can do it. So that's literally a sport where you mostly fail at it. Like, but still, that's the game. And there's just that I love also that it's a very much a summer sport, a spring summer sport. It's just something like it's relaxing. You can put the baseball game on and watch it in the background. I've always just enjoyed baseball for that. I lost it for a little while where I wasn't really paying attention as much, and I really kind of like the rule changes to make the games a little bit shorter. It's something we also put on at my Joe job and we can turn on. I love it. Like, I've really come back around into loving baseball. It also helps that the Mets are a little bit better now. Fuck the Dodgers, but it does help that the Mets have gotten a little bit better. Have you ever gotten to your seats in the movie theater and people were already sitting in your seats? Happened to me a few times in my life. And what I usually do is I go sit somewhere else because I don't like confrontation. So I've never actually told somebody like, you're in my seats. I have no problem. Like, I actually went to the movies and saw Send Help on Monday. And I saw that my seat was next to like three other. I picked the seat before these people picked their seats. And the movie theater is pretty much empty, by the way. Like, maybe like 7 or 8 other people in it because Sandhelp's been out for a while. But the people took the 3 seats sitting right next to me. I'm like, what the fuck? So I just went and sat down 1 row lower, like, because I'm just like, I don't want to sit next. There's only 7 of us in this theater. There's 100 seats in this theater. Like, why are you sitting next to me? Come on, like that's just bad behavior. Like, you don't do that as a human being. I was lucky enough to win some free titles from Cinemagraph, or is that cinematography? I get it wrong every time. This week, I'm getting The Gambler now. Awesome. That's a great 4K Blu-ray, in my opinion. I hope you really enjoy that. I really enjoyed watching that movie, so I hope you enjoy it. A lot of people say Greg Maddux was the best pitcher. He says Tommy Gavin was the best. They were amazing, and they played for the same teams, and they played for the fucking Braves. So you know how I felt about them. But you know, in hindsight, looking back, yeah, I Greg Maddux was one of the best. Tony Gwynn, yes, said Tommy Gavin. It was Tony Gwynn. I don't know why I said Tommy Gavin. Tommy Gavin's not even a real fucking pitcher. He's the star of Rescue Me, played by Dennis Leary. Don't know how that came out. I saw TG. But Greg Maddux probably is the best pitcher of all time, in my opinion. The guy was an animal. Duvall was also in The Natural. The Natural is another great movie, by the way. I was going to review that 4K Blu-ray, but you guys voted and picked RoboCop. So that one's coming out pretty soon as well. Already filmed that one, started that edit. But The Natural is one I would like to talk about someday. Maybe we'll talk about in the spring sometime. You know, when the baseball movie fever starts to kick in because you're watching baseball. Always get excited. What are your thoughts on Spider Noir with Nick Cage? Look good. I'm excited to check that one out. Didn't expect that. That might be one where I like break my TV rule and actually check it out finally because I'm excited about that one. I thought that, you know, him and the what are those movies called? Beyond the Spider-Verse and what was the other one? Into the Spider-Verse. Those movies are great. Can't wait for the third one that could be coming out. It's been years since that delay. Is it coming out this year finally? But those are my 2 favorite Spider-Man films. Not the world's biggest Spider-Man fan, so that kind of made me excited for this movie. I'm very excited. This TV show, so I'm definitely looking forward to it. Send Help was awesome. My wife didn't know about Sam Raimi, so I informed her afterwards about his style. Yeah, if you go into that movie and you're like, what is he doing? And you're like not understanding, you might be in for a little bit of a surprise. But yeah, I thought Send Help was really good. I think it was a little bit overhyped because I think people get really excited for movies that come out in like January and February that are actually good because it's a good movie. I saw some people saying it's like, I still think that 28 years later, The Bone Temple is the best movie to come out this year. And I wish more people saw it because they might have ruined us getting the third movie in that trilogy. And I will be devastated if we don't get it because I've loved both 28 Years Later and 28 Years Later, The Bone Temple. My biggest problem with Send Help was the CGI. You know, we had 2 great plane crash sequences from Fearless in, I believe, 1993, and in 2000 with Castaway. That stuff was done practically, or you know, just camera tricks. And you know, I mean, actually, I'm pretty sure that there was some CGI with Castaway, but either way, that was my biggest flaw with Send Help was how the CGI was. Still, fantastic movie. Rachel McAdams. Oh man, someone just give her flowers, man. She is always just fantastic, and she's never afraid to also make a fool of herself. But what a movie! What a movie! Do you like movie Cherry Falls, Secret Window, or Darkness Falls? Darkness Falls, I saw in theaters. Cherry Falls, saw for the first time a couple of years ago. Pretty good. Secret Window, I've actually never seen, so I can't give you my opinion on that, unfortunately. Duvall was perfect in The Great Santini. He's a complete prick in that movie. He could play an asshole very, very well, Robert Duvall. That is for sure. He's a great actor, like one of the greats of all time. My favorite pitcher was Randy Johnson. My God, he was intimidating. Oh, with his height and everything. And obviously, if you look at him when he killed the bird, makes a lot of sense. He was awesome too. I always remember when he got when he came to the Yankees and saw him, and he was pissed off already when the New York media got in his face. I knew that guy wasn't going to make it in New York. That guy played in fucking Seattle and Arizona before that. You know, some people aren't made for the big city, and New York media, they're ruthless people. I'll shut up about baseball now. No, keep talking baseball. I love baseball. I'll talk about whatever you guys want. Do you have a worst restaurant fast food experience? The last time I went to Taco Bell, they made me wait 45 minutes for my order that I placed 45 minutes ahead of time and showed up at the time that I was supposed to be there. And I watched all these people come in with DoorDash and Uber Eats and get their food first because that's the new thing. I don't know if you guys noticed that. If you're ever picking up from a restaurant, they go to like the DoorDash and Uber people first because, you know, they get a kickback from that. And if you order on the phone to come and pick it up, you're second, and because, you know, they're not getting extra money from you. Fucking pisses me off. So that was a bad experience. And talk about, you know, my favorite food. I can't eat it anymore because of my stomach issues, but You know what? It's for the best now. It's for the best. Yeah. 28 years later ruined my desire to see Bone Temple. See, I understand that, and I think that's what happened with a lot of people, and I think that's why the box office was like 50% because I think people were expecting something different. I'm not a big zombie movie fan, believe it or not. And they kind of did it like this. They made it more into a drama film, and more of like a mother son story. And I loved it for that. Like I'm telling you, that movie made me cry in theaters, and it made me cry at home. I love that movie, and then I love the Bone Temple as well. It's a different director. I think Nia DaCosta did something completely different with the camera and the editing that I think still works. And what's his name? Jack O'Connell is so good, and so is Ray Fiennes in the Bone Temple. So check it out. What are your plans on how to watch Somewhere in Time with your wife? Romantic dinner or Taco Bell? I just talked about Taco Bell. I don't know how we're gonna watch that, but I have that one got delayed. I don't know if you saw Rico. It was supposed to come out next week, and now March 17th. That and Mimic got kicked back. Oh my god, the boar CGI was awful. Yeah, and I'm telling you, CGI is something that takes me right out of a movie. It really does. I see it from a mile away. It doesn't hold up. It pisses me off. The Bone Temple was great. I was surprised how good it was. I'm glad you agree with me on that one, Aaron, because yeah, I was into the Bone Temple, man. That was something that I loved it. Can't wait for. I'm gonna probably have to grab that on 4K Blu-ray. Not to mention all the music in that movie. Ray Fiennes' character has great taste we heard a lot of Iron Maiden and Duran Duran. Great taste. Holy crap, her acting was amazing. Yes, referring to Rachel McAdams. She is so good. She's always good though. Like she's been good since Mean Girls, Rachel McAdams. Then the Wedding Crashers, and then everything. What was that? What was her movie with the time movie that she did as well? Oh my god, with Donald Gleason, like such a great actress. She's never gotten her flowers. Think we'll get Incredibles 3 this year? I don't think we'll get it this year, but I know we're gonna get that at some point. I liked Incredibles too. Incredibles is one of the Pixar's best. I'm just hoping we get it and not canceled. Oh my god, if they cancel it, I'll be fucking livid. Do you ever buy a DVD movie and didn't like it and get rid of it and threw it away? I mean, I've gotten plenty of movies like Blu-ray. I just actually talked earlier in the stream about Waterworld. I don't really like the movie, but I got the 4K and I just give them away. Usually they go into either the members giveaway pile or I'll just give them to somebody else. But yeah, I'm not into one that I don't resell things. So I just give them away. So it happens all the time. I've gotten movies that if I don't like it, or I don't think I'm gonna ever watch it again, like gotta make those tough decisions because, like I said, like you can see I'm running out of fucking space here. Like that's all I got left is like that half that shelf, and like I already filled that up. So, you gotta make some tough decisions. Am I gonna rewatch this film or not? Like, am I holding on to this 4K for no reason? I get rid of it. I haven't been to Taco Bell in years. Chipotle opened up at the same time. It's 5 minutes away, and they actually have my food ready. Yeah, that's I'm not the world's biggest Chipotle guy, believe it or not. Like if I'm getting that, I usually go to. I don't know if you guys have it by you, but Moe's, love Moe's. But we have some really good authentic Mexican food around here. That and that's the stuff I've been going towards too, because real ingredients. Kind of trying to stay away from the bad shit because it tried to kill me. I love Reanimator. It's actually one of the best I got from last year's Bride of Reanimator. Good too. It was announced today from Knife. Yeah, it is good. And we talked about that at the very, very beginning. I'm gonna definitely be grabbing that on 4K. I just think I'm going to wait and see if Second Sight does it. 28 Days Later was good because it was about society along with zombies. Yeah, and I completely understand like what happened, why people were turned off by 28 Years Later. I also think they mismarketed it. That they made it seem like Aaron Taylor Johnson was going to be the lead, and I hate it when they do that because it misleads people. Like, don't do that. Do you ever sneak in soda cans or food into the movie theaters? I used to. If I sneak anything in, my wife will sneak in candy, but I'll buy the popcorn and the drink. If I buy it, like sometimes I don't. I am an AMC A-list member, so usually I can get a little bit cheaper, but usually I pay for the popcorn and soda. I used to like really make sure I did it because I wanted to support theaters, and then AMC kind of fucked me. Hey John, entered in, so I won. Thanks. Send the message on Instagram now. Thanks again. No problem, buddy. I'll make sure I respond to that after. So CGI and AI is not the same because I have yet to see bad AI. Really, I see bad AI all the time. I could always pinpoint. I always know it's AI because they light it horribly. And that's the same thing with CGI. It's the lighting. The lighting gives it away. And oh my god, I hate CGI. Like it's gotten better, but I still just absolutely hate it. Want to see bad CGI? I always have to see it. Go watch the first AI Will Smith eating spaghetti. LOL. Oh man, that's probably horrible. There's so much bad AI. I haven't seen good AI yet. Who is more underrated, Billy Kidman or Mr. Kennedy? Kennedy. Billy Kidman. Billy Kidman was awesome, and he did the cleanest shooting star press you'll ever see in your life. Damn, John, that shelf is getting full. Every minute is really getting filled. Help me. You got. I know. Listen, my rule is simple. If you don't think you're gonna watch it again, it's a hard choice because you spent money on it. But think about how many movies you have, and think about how much time is in the day, and think about your life. Are you gonna ever get around to watching that movie again? If not, get rid of it. You know, if you're in the reselling, do it. What are your thoughts on Spider-Man 3 2007, Mr. Keith? Do you like the final battle between superhero and Venom? Tell us all, please. Well, I'll tell you a story. Talked about sneaking into a movie. Back in 2007, when I went and saw that movie in theaters because I liked Spider-Man 1 and I liked Spider-Man 2, and I was excited to see Spider-Man 3. Sold out because this is the time when you still had to go to the theater to buy the ticket. And me and my cousin, we sat on the floor of the theater because there was literally no seats. So we bought tickets to another movie and went and saw that. And I didn't go back to Spider-Man 1 or 2. I still haven't gone back to Spider-Man 2. Definitely haven't gone back to Spider-Man 3. But I went back to Spider-Man 1 for the first time last year, for the first time since 2007. I was done with those movies after that. I fucking hated Spider-Man 3. I still haven't gone back. Do you think the movie Videodrome is confusing? I don't know if it's confusing, but I like Videodrome. It kind of makes sense on what they're trying to comment on. You know, it's mostly about like the media and TV in general and how it influences us. It's very much talking about it of the time. Just kind of trying to think of it as a reflection of society today with movies. You can donate your movies to the library and they give you a forum for a tax write-off. That's pretty cool. I had the channel giveaway, so now I just give it away to people on the channel. I have a whole box of Blu-rays here, actually. Well, half from Mr. Smelly Potato because the last person who one of them never claimed them. So and then all the Blu-rays I've been putting in there that I've replaced. So we'll be doing a giveaway for that once that's built up too. I recommend 2 modern horror films from Mr. Junkies. Mandy 2018, good movie, and Azazel 2024. You will enjoy a lot. Mandy is great. I used to have the Steelbook. That was actually one I gave away. I miss so much food, but I can't eat a lot of stuff anymore after my gallbladder was removed 3 years ago. Rest in peace, joy in my life. Listen, I'm right. I didn't have my gallbladder removed, but I had some really bad stomach issues, and I've lost a lot of the food I can eat, which really, really, really does suck. Normal for Cronenberg does try and confuse it. Get ready for Pan's Labyrinth on 4K. I bit the bullet and bought the Criterion Blu-ray, and every time I do that, they announce the 4K a few months later. Yeah, there's already a Pan's Labyrinth 4K, but I know that Criterion is going to update theirs. I have the Blu-ray from them as well, and I will get the 4K because it's Guillermo del Toro. Do you ever buy movies on Vudu? I don't buy them. I actually don't really have a digital library. That's why I have the digital code giveaway. I give them all away. So I'm not really somebody who buys them digitally, but I understand why people do. I have over 900 on Vudu. See right there, Insomniac with the killer kick-ass Vudu collection. Voodoo Ranger. I do agree with CGI. What is your favorite user then? You gotta get geez, that Mr. Kennedy really broke the sound barrier. Yeah, I'm sure I knew it was gonna be hard for that, but I had to do it. You know, I just don't have the mic with Mr. Kennedy. Ruined his own career with his own stupidity. CGI was best. I still believe in Jurassic Park because when you combine CGI with practical effects, I always think it works better. And it actually works best in that movie, in my opinion, still to this very day. Mainly because you also lit it a certain way. You know, darkness hides a lot more. You know, some of the worst CGI I ever saw was in the movie The Core. I don't know if you ever saw that. Top-notch Kennedy impression. I'm glad you guys enjoyed that. Do you think movie theaters will actually close down if WB wins? I'm very afraid they will. And I honestly think movie theaters closing down is inevitable. After what I've seen from AMC not having customer service, I really have a hard time believing that the movie theater business as it is right now is going to last. I hate saying that because I love going to the theaters. They'll still be around, but I think it won't be as like to the significance that it is today, which really sucks. Okay, pick your poison. Who would win in a War Games match? Barrett led Nexus or the Aces and Eights? Oh, I love the TNA reference. That's awesome. I'm gonna go with the Aces and Eights, honestly, in my opinion. The Barrett led Nexus was great. You're either Nexus or against us. What a time. Are the Israeli 2024 Blu-ray by FC Shutter. I hope I can pick up the modern horror action supernatural film near soon. Perfect. So it is 8 o'clock, guys. I'm going to bang through some of these last comments, but I do got to get out of here. So just want to let you know I can smell the food cooking. What is the one movie you rewatch the most? I would say the movie I've seen the most is probably actually, I was gonna say the Terminator, but it's probably Batman '89 at this point because I do rewatch that movie all the time. And then Goodfellas is right up there as well. So I would probably say the top 3 movies I've watched the most in my life are Terminator, Batman '89, and Goodfellas. I just actually rewatched Goodfellas last night because I know it's one my wife will always watch with me. You got to go back. I'm not saying you got to go back right now, but you got to go back. You got to keep up appearance. You made me look like a fucking jerk. Now I got to turn my back on you. Movie theaters are fixing to get a hit again. The staff of the Writers Guild is on strike again. The Writers Guild, right before the Writers Guild is about to go on strike again. Hollywood, yeah, they're greedy, and that's always what greed ruins everything. Oh, got to make sure I read that one back. We have a criminally low amount of Sandra Bullock on 4K. It makes me sad. We do. Thank God we got at least we've gotten some. We got Speed. What else have we got? We haven't gotten Gravity yet, which is absolutely insane. I love Jurassic Park CGI use, and it's really good. My favorite is Pirates of the Caribbean. Oh, you know what? That's a great one, actually. The Pirates of the Caribbean usage is amazing. They do, especially with like Davy Jones and everything. Oh my God, you're 100%. That's a great call. Sandra, I'm sold. Anything with Sandra Bullock, I'm always sold on. Did you ever turn on TV and press play and didn't know it turned up all the way? All the time. Unfortunately, it still happens because my phone, because I have my Sonos system that runs through, you don't have remotes on your phone, but like sometimes I'll have like I was playing music or something and it'll automatically connect to my Sonos system instead of playing through my headphones or my phone, and it'll just scare the shit out of everyone in my house, and it's a problem. In my opinion, there won't be public movie theaters, but private clubs, split screens, or LED walls, and that's kind of like where I feel like we're going. I hope that doesn't happen, but that is the route that we are heading, and I'm not a fan of it. I'm actually not a fan of it at all. I love movie theaters, but what they're charging is ridiculous, especially with the way things cost. And I don't think they're getting the message. Like I went to AMC the other day. I'm in an AMC theater. You got 25 minutes of fucking trailers. And then you have 4 AMC. I counted 4 AMC ads at the very end of it. I know I'm at an AMC theater. You don't need to promote AMC while I'm at AMC. That's the stupidest thing in the world. I'm already there. You already sold me. Now you're making me not want to go because I don't want to see your ads. Thanks, John. I sent my message. Thanks, again. I'll reply to you right now. And thanks, Mr. Keith. And yes, guys, thank you guys all so much for commenting. I mean, so many of you guys joined me tonight. I got to try to find a way to try and get on here a little bit earlier, schedule out more time because I always have so much fun with you guys. Thank you all so much. I appreciate everything you guys do. It means the world to me that you would even support me like this. Thanks to Uncle V for the $20 to go buy Death Stalker so I can review it here on the channel. Thank you to everybody. Thank you to Insomniac for donating more memberships. You're watching AMC ad like we should go there. It makes me not 4 fucking ads. That's where I'm gonna leave you guys. It's insane to me. But yes, thank you guys. We'll be back next Wednesday. Got some stuff coming up on the channel for you to check out. So if you are a member, you can check out right now my review for Once a Thief, my top 10 comedies of all time, my favorite comedies, and their physical media, and of course the Nightcrawler 4K Steelbook review. And we'll have more coming down the pipe. I'll be back next Wednesday at the same exact time, same bad channel. Have a great night, guys.